And this is Pirate Pilots. Pirate Pilots is a whimsical steampunk-styled game in which players individually captain and man hot air balloon-mounted ships that work to combine shooting skills with an ability to outmaneuver and board other enemy airships. In this game, each player mans a variety of positions on the airship, having to manually run between and man different positions on the vessel. The player must prioritize which position of the ship to man, whether it be the helm, steering the ship and controlling the altitude, or second, the cannons, deciding what to shoot at and whether to drop a depth charge. The third option is to man the grappling hook from the rear of the airship. This hook fires and attaches to other ships or terrain that allows the player to zip line down quickly or wire crawl up slowly to the point of a hook attachment, and if desired, return back to their ship. If on board an enemy airship, or boarded by enemies, the player can emerge and engage in melee combat with the other NPCs. Each ship requires fuel to power the hot air balloon. While the fuel used to move forward remains consistent, the expenditure demanded to climb increases as the altitude increases. This mechanic removes any need to add a ceiling, which might otherwise rob the realism from the experience. When the fuel source runs dry, the boat no longer sustains flight and begins to plummet. When a balloon is hit, it slowly deflates. Collisions, based on which part hit, do a certain amount of damage to the boat. The boat cannot grapple with the water, and the recoil, if they miss or run out of cable length, must retract back before it can be fired again. The antagonizing force to the players are other AI pirate ships. While there are occasional hazards throughout the arena that also pose problems to the player and their airship, the main thing the player is contending with is any other aggressive threat, mostly these competitive NPC mercenaries attempting to shoot down your own sky ship. Viewing perspectives from this pirate are 3D over-the-shoulder games. This allows the player a more exciting view of the ship and the surroundings that a first-person view might otherwise not allow. Which also enhances the feeling of moving from one position to another along the vessel. Similar games include Panzer Elite Action Fields of Glory, which has a lateral shooting aspect like these cannons. Layer also allows to hijack each other's flying mounts. A variety of warfare situations would involve lining up by strafing alongside an enemy ship and running down the line of cannons firing as each line up with the target. Choosing clever angles to grapple to other ships is another gameplay dynamic, either choosing to spend extra fuel to climb above your opponent and ziplining down, possibly giving an all-or-nothing attempt to take out the new airship. Another play option is grappling up from a sneaky or low position, having to slowly wire crawl up, but out of direct sight. Similarly, they can board other ships, NPCs, and enemy things that carry resources like fuel, cannonballs, and depth charges to replenish their supply. One major risk is whether or not this concept will be fun. The third dimension might make lining up shots far too difficult, especially with a finite amount of ammo and any sort of reload time, which will reduce the player's ability to correct, adjust, and learn. Another potential risk is forcing players into battle. Currently, this version does not have any decreasing space like PUBG or Fortnite, which both have collapsing circles to force players to engage each other. As this is only an AI game, this will not be an issue. A final risk is the complicated nature of taking over a ship. The involvement of stats could really overcomplicate certain aspects. Yet on the other hand, without something like this, you might need to develop a fighting system, which might be too much man-hours allotted to the capstone project. Whatever the case, making boarding ships an enjoyable process is paramount to keeping the player engaged. And that is Pirate Pilots.